I am talking about my journey to the third heaven. When I met the Lord in the third heaven called the Holy of Holies, he told me, "This is the world of spirits. It is the fulfillment of the prophecy, that say he made us a kingdom of priest and king." The Lord asked me, "Why have I made you my people a kingdom of priest and king? What was my original intent? In truth I saw you all my children acting like the priest that burnt sacrifice on the altar. You are priests that make a burnt offering that become a smoke. It is when the sacrifice is burned that the smoke rise to sky." This action of priest making a burnt sacrifice is prophetic, and means that you have come to a time where being a Christian equal to priesthood and sacrifice. The priesthood of the new covenant consists of offering yourself on the altar in order to be consumed completely by fire, so that the smoke can rise to the throne. You are a priest that offer his members on the altar to be consumed by fire so that the smoke will rise to the sky. Paul said, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Unless you become a burnt offering who have been consumed by fire, you will not render the Lord the correct cult." The sacrificial lives of the believers laid on the altar of purification produced effective instrument, who will now be sent into the fields to reap the great harvest of the end of days. As far as the Lord is concerned, his death on the cross is the altar of sacrifice. It is written, "And when Jesus had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit," and having said thus, he gave up the ghost, which is the great mystery of the escape of the spirit, symbolized by the rising smoke of burnt offering, for when the burnt offering is consumed fire rise to the sky. Jesus told me, "The church is in a period that I call the age of cleansing by fire, like the children of Israel that experienced two systems under one pillar. The pillar of cloud was to water the land, and the pillar of fire was to consume and purify them." The pillar of cloud is the Old Testament, it's simply blessing. The pillar of fire is the New Testament. The pillar of cloud speak of the watering of the land, which means blessing in the Old Covenant. However, the pillar of fire speak of the church age, where the Lord is molding the elect on the altar through fire. For the Bible say the God of our Father would raise another prophet in the likeness of Moses. When Jesus came, he did not bring a pillar of cloud but a pillar of fire for the purification and transformation of the people. The current priesthood consists of being an offering that is consumed by fire on the altar. The product of fire is smoke. Smoke denote the presence of fire in a specific location. The smoke of burnt sacrifice rising to the sky speak of the great mystery of escapement of our spirit from the body, for the spirit of the believer must detach and escape from the body when he is dead on the altar. The believer must have gone through fire that is burning on the altar, and he must die as far as the flesh is concerned, in order to live in the spirit. The Lord wants to lead the believer in a dimension where their spirit is no longer attached to the things of the flesh. The Lord is leading our spirit in another dimension, leaving the body on the land as instrument to fulfill a specific purpose. There is a danger when our spirit is attached and remain on the body, participating in the defilement of this world. Those who have laid their entire lives down on the altar as living sacrifices, desire the Lord and only Him. These people are those who have forsaken all else. They care not for things of this world. These are those with their oil lamps full, ready and waiting for their groom. They are identified with that which is in the unseen, in the outer court. In the inner court the Lord wanted to bless and filled my people with blessing, but in the Holy of Holies, which is the third heaven, it is no longer about blessing, where the believer find his pleasure only in God's presence. The third heaven was not very much known in the time of Paul because many did not know this mystery. Paul used to say, "I have things very difficult to explain to you, but you still babes, you should have been masters." Paul was transported to the third heaven where he saw what you are witnessing, but Paul has not revealed to the people what he saw because they were babes. I pray that the Lord opened your understanding before I continue to deliver the mystery of the Lord. The Lord said these things that Paul saw but had not spoken of has remained a mystery for the church. This mystery is escapement of your spirit, where a priest take an incense and enter into contact with fire and the smoke escape upward. When the smoke rise to the sky, it does not come back. This is the worship. The Lord said it is a principle, A true worship consists of offering our body as living sacrifice, and when the body dies our spirit is liberated. If the body does not die on the altar, your spirit will not be liberated. Unless you become a burnt offering, you cannot render a cult to the Lord. When we are consumed by fire on the altar, our spirit detach and escape from the body, heading to God's presence in a permanent way. The Lord said, when your spirit is in heaven in my presence, your body will operate like a receiver that is getting signal from your spirit, that is in permanent contact with me in the Holy of Holies. The implication of our spirit standing before the altar is that our body on the land will have vision, dreams and revelation, for it is your spirit that get the message and signal, and your spirit send the signal to the body. Your spirit is operating like a satellite. A satellite is always placed in the sky to capture the signal, in order to send it to the receiver, which is our body. The Lord said, it is written, the Spirit of God tell our spirit that we are children of God. We understand that the communication is between the Spirit of the Lord and our spirit standing in heaven before Him. Then the body receive information from our spirit, for if our spirit remain in our body we will be terrestrial, therefore the spirit must detach from the body. The Holy of Holies, which is the third heaven, is where the fulfillment of the mystery of the cross is fulfilled. Like I said on the cross, the Lord stayed, Father, I commend my spirit to you. According to the Lord, the cross is the altar of sacrifice, consumed by fire for the escapement of our spirit. When we die on the altar of the cross, consumed by fire of trials and test, our spirit immediately detach from the body and escape to the court of heaven before the throne of the owner and master of all spirit. As a result we become like angel, for it is written, see that you do not look down on any of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. When we die on the altar of the cross, our spirit will rise and stand beholding continually the face of the Lord like angels. The Lord said the motivation of the believer should have been to hand their spirit to the Lord, for that which is spiritual is far more influential and real than that which is tangible. I was stunned what the Lord said. Do you know why you my people are victim of spiritual husband and spiritual wives? It is simply because your spirit has not detached from your body. Your spirit is still inside your body. If the spirit was in the third heaven, the devil and demons will find no interest because the spirit is not in the body. For us to set us our mind on things from above, we must recommend our spirit in the Lord's hand. The Lord wants our spirit to be permanently before His face in heaven. As a result, our focus and affection would be things from above. Though we live on the land, our spirit remain connected to heaven. Our spirit desire the heavenly world more than anything on the land. The kingdom of heaven become our center of interest. There is a need to detach ourselves from this reality. Jeremiah 1-5. Before I formed you in the womb I knew you, before I formed you in your mother's womb. Before you were born I set you apart and appointed you as my prophet to the nations. The Lord asked me, Moses, who is the one that was new and the one that was formed in the womb? The one that was new is your spirit, and the one that was born is your body. I knew you as a spirit before the formation of your body in the womb, which is your envelope and a vehicle. The Lord asked me, you were known before the womb as who? You were prophet, evangelist, apostle, etc. Your coming to this land is the arrival of missionary, that have received a vehicle and envelope called the body. The Lord said, when you render your spirit in my hand through your death on the altar, and when you arrive before my presence, my purpose is to reveal to you your identity, call and purpose. Your stay on the land is not food and drink and clothes. The envelope, which is your body, is not given for desire, pleasure and lust. We must render our spirit to the owner through death on the altar. We are called to live dying on the altar every day, so that our spirit will stand before the Lord in heaven.